Hola, hola! Welcome to another episode of Out of Bacon. I'm your glorious host, Tanya, and today we actually have a guest. This is my friend
Hi.
Valentina.
Hello. Hello, hello,
And
hello.
Valentina is going to join us today. She's going to share with us a little bit of her own trauma and how she's gotten through that to become this fabulous jewelry salesperson right now for paparazzi jewelry, which I am wearing some of. But first, before we get into that, I promised you guys some product reviews through my online shopping addiction. Maybe some of you are dealing with that too. Of course, having a friend who sells jewelry, that really works my online shopping need too. I just log into one of Valentina's shows. I'm like, oh, yep, there goes $30. I'm good. So, as a former cosmetologist, I have never have the same haircut for very long because, as you can see, I can do it myself from my earlier shows. Either have to cut it or color it, like all the time. So, for right now, because what I do, right? Because what I do is I'll grow it out and then it'll drive me crazy and I'll cut it shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter until there's nothing left. And we're at that point right now. So, we're going back to the grow. I need to grow it out, but growing it out is so irritating. It gets like awkward stages and it's really frustrating. So I thought I'd alleviate that by buying some wigs. Except they are currently stuck in Beijing right now. Thank you, coronavirus. So instead, I purchased these. Oh, can you see it? Dang it. Hold on. Better camera. There we go. It's Saint Tropica True Bloom Hair Growth Vitamins. They claim to grow your hair faster and thicker, which, as a lady in her 40s, we're having a little bit of problem with that. I don't know. Are you struggling, Valentina?
Oh yeah.
Like, where did all my
The thicker
my
where
hair grow?
Yep. I have
So
to
we're
put
gonna
product
be,
in my hair to make it feel thicker.
yeah, right. So St. Tropica claims to, they want to take you to a 60-day challenge. So they give you 60 vitamins. They want you to measure your hair, which we'll do for a second, see how big it is, how long it is. They want a before and after shot to see how much has grown. Your hair grows generally about a half an inch. So of course, yo soy Latina, and I don't know, Valentina, does yours grow a little bit faster too?
Yep.
A little faster than half inch?
Just
Okay.
a little bit. Yeah.
I'll do it at my widow's peak. So right in the front, we have got, oh my gosh, 3 inches. So here we are. This is June 4th. I'm going to go ahead and take one of these today. They also gave me a hot hair mask. So I'm going to try that out. It sounds like a great way to pamper myself regardless. Oh, I'll try that out today too. See how it helps. And I'll see you guys back in 60 days to show you the progress.
Woo!
Woo-hoo! All right. So my girl Valentina, how we met, we actually met through our sons. They went to school together. And Valentina, like any good Latina mom, when her son came over to visit, she pulled up a chair at the kitchen table and copped a squat. And I was like,
I pretty much
okay,
made myself at home.
like coffee, tea, wine, which let's do this. And she whipped out a card game and I'm like, oh, we're gonna be friends. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
That
Yeah,
was
we were
good.
living in Olympia. Or no, Lacey.
Lacey, yeah. Let me
Lacey at the time. Yep, I had moved down there because I was basically trying to get away from my life. I had been trying to stay clean for a while. Like, I'm an addict and I was trying to stay clean, but I was drinking. Went down there because I thought it was just going to be a new start for me, a new place. And what I've realized in Narcotics Anonymous, or in the program that I do, and I'm sure, like, I come from the sister program of AA, and then there's CA, there's MA, there's CODA, there's also Naranon, and Al-Anon, which are they're the programs for people who don't use or drink, but they have family that uses and drinks. So it's like it's a basically a support group for people going through what I went through, right? And I've even heard some of my fellow addicts, they have gone to Nar-Anon because they live with another addict. So it's just kind of, it's one of those, I'm in a support group, I'm in a program, I do this to kind of save my life. Not kind of, I do it to save my life. Because honestly, if I hadn't found the program and gone to meetings on a regular basis, then I would either be dead or loaded on the street somewhere. What I've learned through this program is that I've learned more about me. I've learned to trust myself more. I suffer from depression. So, and when you met me, I was still drinking a lot, but I wasn't using any hard drugs. So I thought that was okay. And in all reality, it really wasn't, because I was still being a little bit different. And I was telling you about this the other day, how I realized that I had a big problem. And I didn't think I had that big of a problem when it came to drinking. Honestly, I just didn't think it was a big deal. And my son one time was, when I was putting him to bed, he's like, "Mom, I don't like it when you drink. I don't like it when you drink." And I didn't drink that often. I didn't think I did, but apparently it was enough for him to notice, and enough for him to say, "I don't like that." So I, you know, sustain, what was it? Substain from anything for a long, long time. I basically became, when we moved away from Lacey, I moved up with my mom, and I became a hermit. I was so, because I wasn't doing the program at the time that I met you. I had no idea that this program could do what it did. I just went to meetings because I thought that's what I was supposed to do, and nothing was sticking for me. When I moved out here, back up here with my mom, I didn't use drugs, but I also didn't know how to deal with my feelings and everything that was going on up here. Like, it's like very unnormal or very unreal for us to not use. Like for me, like a normie can basically, they can go out and drink, they can have a good time, they can do whatever, not a big deal. They don't obsess over it. They don't use it to get away from their pain. I mean, sometimes you do, or some normies do, and that's fine, but they know how to get out of it. They know that, oh, okay, I got work tomorrow. I'm gonna just like have a drink and I'll be fine. Right? Just to kind of, not a big deal. Or I've got this thing I gotta do in the next couple of days. I can't be going on a bender. Me, if I were to pick up something, I'd be gone. I'd lose my house. I'd lose my job. I would not be talking to my kid. I wouldn't be, paying attention to anything around me. Drugs is all I wanted. That was it. Like I came up here. I was, for a long time, I didn't do anything. I abstained. And then, I found Narcotics Anonymous. Now, before I met you, I was actually homeless, and Brandon was living with my sister out in Michigan. Like he had gone through some of my crap, and I'm okay with myself today in what I did. I've gone through my steps. I've gone through my 4 step. I've gone through I'm a living amends for my kid, but I used to take him to, houses where I'd get loaded. Like he would be in the car while I was in the house. And he is 22 right now, and he knows I'm doing much better. Like he already knows, like so if this is offensive to you, or if this is not, if you're not sure how to feel about me being a parent when I was using, that's okay. Cause
and that's all in the past right now, right? I mean, and that's the thing. I said, and that's the thing, is that like, you recognize your darkest days,
Oh yeah.
and that's all in the past.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna interrupt real quick because while you're talking, we need to be changing some jewelry.
Oh yes.
Yeah, let's change some jewelry.
Let's change some jewelry. I
I
know
mean,
I
these are
have
great,
all of
but
my rings
right. I was gonna say
and
these
my
are great, but
bracelet.
wait till you see. I've got a whole box filled with this because I
A
tune in
whole
every
box of
weekend.
this,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But
'Cause it doesn't fit in my jewelry box anymore, so I just have one of the boxes you shipped to me, and that's my look at
that's your jewelry box right
this
now?
box
Oh
right
yeah.
here. And this is my jewelry box.
Oh, that's funny. This is the one I showed you yesterday.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
notice the red on there. Yeah, that's wrong.
Yep. It has the red on it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I did some pretty crappy things. And then when I abstained and I didn't do anything, I was living with my mom, and we were up here, and I was making sure my son would go to school, and I would go back to bed. Because I didn't know how to live. I didn't know, without the use of drugs, I didn't know how to live. I was using drugs. It was almost like there was this part of me that totally disappeared, and I didn't know how to find her. I didn't know where she was. I didn't know what she was doing. I didn't even know what she liked to do, because before I knew, like, I like to dance, I like to sing, I like to crochet, I like to paint. Not very good painter, but that's okay. I just like putting colors on paper.
Yeah.
You know, and when I stopped using, it was almost like I didn't know how to live. I didn't know how to get up and brush my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to go through my day without feeling weird, without feeling like there was something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, in all honesty, I just didn't know how to live with myself without using drugs, because I like this one. It's got 3 snaps.
Oh, yeah.
So I can twist it too and make it into a twisty one.
The black version of this one, right?
Yeah. Yep. But and so what ended up happening was my aunt lived with us, and she's a pill popper. She has a lot of medication because she's old and crippled, and and she's headstrong and stubborn, and she's, you know, typical Latina woman who grew up in the 60s.
Right.
You know, so who grew up just, her dad demanded respect, so that's what she demanded.
Mm-hmm.
And
trying to get this tag off, you guys, if you're wondering why I'm staring downward.
She actually, she didn't like this certain drug that she was taking, this certain pill, and I found it, and she had 30 of them, and her and my mom were gone for a week, and in that week, that 30 of her medication, she never took it, she didn't care, gone in a week.
Wow.
Like, I went from taking 1 or 2 in a day to taking 3 or 4 at night, and it was gone.
Dang.
Like, within a week it was gone. And I was like, okay, I gotta do something, because this was not, I mean, that's not what I wanted, really. I put myself in treatment. I went and I found a treatment, and I put myself in intensive outpatient treatment. So it's basically 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I found Narcotics Anonymous, and that's when I found, I didn't start going to meetings until like probably a month into my treatment, and they told me I had to go to meetings, and I couldn't find any in my area. They were all either up in they were either down in Shoreline or up in Everett. Look at that. I like that.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And so my counselor, he's like, Valentina, you need to start going to meetings. And I go, well, I can't find any in the area. I have to go all the way up to Everett. He goes, Valentina, I don't care what meeting you go to. You need to go to meetings. Get your
Mhm.
slip signed. And I looked at him and I said, I care about what meeting I go to. I'm not comfortable in that particular group, that program. I want my program, and I'm not just going into a meeting to get my slip signed.
Right.
And he kind of laughed at me because he's like, okay, you're the first person that's ever said that. Because
Wow.
most people, they don't care. I mean, and I noticed that the first few months that I was going to meetings, I
Mhm.
would see people in there on their phones, not paying attention. I would see them as soon as they got their slip signed and passed back to them, they'd leave.
Wow.
They'd come in late. They would leave early. They'd go out and have 5 cigarettes in like 15 minutes. They up and down, up and down. And I was like, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to, I wanted to go to save my life because this was life changing for me.
I totally understand that. I didn't go to those type of meetings, but my trauma was such that I needed some kind of help. Um,
Right.
so, and it's really hard. My specific trauma, which I haven't shared yet, and I'm not going to today, but my specific trauma is very, very focused, and it's super hard to find like a therapist who understands this sort of thing. But what I ended up going to was ACA meetings,
Uh-huh.
adult children of alcoholics. My
Uh-huh.
mom, my folks aren't alcoholics, but it's so there's an extended, it's ACA, but then it's adult children of alcoholics or other dysfunctional families.
Oh,
And
okay.
my family's humongous, and we're all, well, used to be anyway, really, really close. And so, a lot of them have passed on and everything else, but it's like
Right.
you kind of learn like that is the side to avoid, after a while. It's like,
Right.
that's my cousin, I love them, but we don't hang. Because she's always around her other, or always around her daughter or her mother or something like that, and that's where the real dysfunction is. And it's like,
Right.
your madness is invading my life. So I yeah, so I've had to, like, visit them maybe once, maybe twice a year, if that, or just have them on Facebook. and,
Right.
or just not talk to them at all. And you know what,
Not
folks,
talk to them at all.
that is totally okay. If you
Oh
have
yeah.
people in your life that are toxic, traumatizing you, that their madness is just too much, and you can't get, you just, it's affecting your life and weighing you down, and you have to
Right.
say goodbye. It is okay to cut people out of your life. It
Oh
is.
yeah.
So don't ever beat yourself up. Be like, I gave them 400 different tries, but they still couldn't get it together and
Yeah.
kept bringing their drama to my doorstep. It's
Yeah.
okay. Say
That's
goodbye.
okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I had an issue with like my sister and I don't talk. We haven't talked in years. And we used to use together. Like
Hmm.
we partied a lot when we were kids and up until we started using hard drugs and everything, and we used to use together.
Hmm.
You know what I like about, just really quick, I love these the bracelets
Bracelet.
that where they come with like 2 silvers and
Hmm.
a color, or these 2 colors.
Yeah.
Like you can take the different silvers and add them. It doesn't matter if it came with that bracelet or not,
Hmm.
but like I have all these silvers with a red,
Yeah, that's
and they
great.
all look like they go together,
Totally.
and they can just go
And who's to say
boom,
they
and you
don't?
got bracelets. Yeah,
Totally. You
and
feel
they're
like you're back
great.
in the you feel like you're back in the 80s right now?
I know, right?
We didn't have such nice stackable bracelets, though. We had like little rubber bracelets.
Yeah, the rubber ones.
Like our jelly bracelets. They were jelly bracelets.
They were jelly bracelets, but this
Yeah,
is
the
like
jelly bracelets. You
you
had
could
jelly
stack them. And
bracelets. You had jelly shoes. God, oh, what a
I
fun
remember the
time.
jelly sandals.
What
Those were funny.
what a fun
Oh my,
time to live.
yes. Hey, I love the 80s. I am a child of product of the 80s, and I love it. And it's like, it's definitely one of the better, I think, one of the better generations.
Well, the thing about the 80s is that it was so experimental because like MTV
Right.
was brand new, you know, um,
Right.
right. And so there were these bands coming out that like like the Talking Heads, you know, kind of came out and they were all like intelligent, you know, college students and things. And then they were like, I wonder what it'd be like to start a band. And so they were writing these like very odd songs and things, and then it worked on MTV. It worked. See, back in the day, there was something called MTV, and it was not maternity television. It was actually music television where there would be videos and play music.
And they played music.
Right. And there
Right.
was
It
a
was
band named
not.
Michael Jackson, and we
Yeah.
would sit there and wait and wait and wait on the day that we knew a Michael Jackson video was coming out. We would wait and wait and wait. If you had to go to the bathroom, your best friend was sitting there watching for you. That way, if you're in the bathroom, somebody would say, "It's on!" and you would run to go to see.
Oh, that is funny.
Or Madonna
Oh,
videos.
yeah.
Madonna videos are pretty good too. I
Yep.
wanted
The
to
Madonna videos.
show this earring because it's got all your bling on one side, but it's also got the bling in here. So
Yeah.
when I'm rocking out, I'm shining on both sides. Boom, boom.
Of course. That's
Yeah.
the best way.
Heck yeah. And Valentina knows I love a pair of statement earrings.
Oh, yes. Statement earrings. And I definitely have a bunch of those.
Yeah, if you guys who are
I didn't.
watching want to get into Valentina's treasures, she is a fantastic salesperson because she will ask you what, you know, and she'll pay attention to what you're buying and she'll buy more of that for you.
Yep. Yep. Well, being okay with not talking to people, like my sister and I don't
Right,
talk,
toxic people. Mm-hmm.
you know, toxic people. And that it's like I felt like I needed to talk to her, or I felt because throughout
You're obligated, yeah.
our entire lives, it was, I mean, we grew up in this chaotic world anyway. My sister and I grew up in this, I mean, we had single mom, who worked a lot. She worked so much, and then she would go out and she'd go dancing a lot too. She didn't drink. She wasn't a drinker because
We have the same
she's
mom?
yeah, she's a recovering alcoholic, and so she wasn't drinking, but she was always out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always at home taking care of my sister when I was a teenager, and that is a pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you're like, we're 7 years apart too. So every time I wanted to go out and be a teenager, she wanted to hang out with me, and I couldn't. It was like I couldn't get away from it. Right. And I mean, I learned I learned from this program too that my addiction started long before I started using drugs. You know, the ego, your obsessive compulsive behaviors started way before I started using drugs. Just when I used drugs, they stuck out a little bit more.
Right.
You know, my excessive compulsive behaviors. I love this one. This one's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was
that's
never
the one you wear the most, I've noticed.
Huh?
I said that's the one you wear the most, you have noticed.
Yeah.
Just like, this is mine. This one right here.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to put on right now. I haven't even started in on my rings. What am I doing? I got to put on some rings.
I know.
Like,
I have so many
how
rings.
can I even breathe without my rings?
Do you ever feel naked whenever you leave the house without your jewelry on?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I have, this is before Valentina's Treasures, but I don't know, did you see the ring I've been wearing? It's a big feather ring on this finger. I had to take all of my jewelry off for my surgery, you know, including, and then I put my pile of rings on this little table by my chair. So I didn't notice because I was like, where's my ring? Where's my ring? It had fallen into the dog's crate.
Oh.
So it's still there because I have 35 stitches, which doesn't let me get down there just yet. So, but I look over at it and I'm like, the next person that comes over is going to give me that ring, I swear to God. I'm like, I might not be able to bend over and reach that far, but somebody else will. Somebody's coming over.
Somebody else will do it.
kill some spiders and get my ring back. Yeah.
Right?
Love this ring so much. Oh, yeah. I was born in February, so it really looks like an amethyst, which is
Oh
cool.
yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a really pretty one. I like that one too. I think I left that one in. I took it off and put it in one of my purses.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! And left it there?
Yeah, it's in one of my purses. I don't know which one.
Just showing some peeps is that every necklace you buy comes with its pair of complimentary earrings.
Yep.
So these are the ones that go with this necklace that I'm wearing now.
Yep. And like this one here, I can do this too. I like these. I got these from my cousin.
Ooh, yeah, those
Yeah.
are dope.
And that's how I got into this. So like, I'm coming up on 10 years clean, right? And in that 10 years, for like 5 of it, I was watching this little girl from the time that she was 3 months old up until she just barely turned 5.
Mm-hmm.
Cousin Letitia is selling jewelry. She's like, you should try this. You could do really good at it. You'll be really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, what the heck? I'm not going to have Gabby anymore. I'll have time on my hands. It'll give me something to do. And I love jewelry. I love jewelry.
Especially since our kids are all grown up and leaving us, whatever.
Right. But, with everything going on,
Mm-hmm.
too, with all of this, like I started my business and then all of a sudden this coronavirus hits.
Oh,
Like
I know. It was like right afterward.
In February. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I started in February. And then like at the end of March, people were like, oh, we gotta, stay at home.
Yeah, so no jewelry parties for you, right?
So I didn't do any jewelry parties at all. All I did was live shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, how am I going to make this work? And therefore, like at the beginning, I only did 1 or 2 videos a week, maybe, and then they weren't even that long. They weren't that interactive. They were I did one where I was so not even there in the headspace and I still did the video and I was kind of like, and these are the earrings. They're like this. And yep, I have one of these. I only have one. Everybody, thank you. And and I was just so not even myself at all.
Nerve-wracking. I mean, even I do my stuff on YouTube so I can go back and edit and make it better, but I don't do live shows, but it's nerve-wracking. I mean, go back and look at my dragon days, It's like I'm there with my lizard and I don't know, somebody watched it and they're like, you go too fast, you talk too fast. And I'm like, that's because I'm terrified and I want to get out of here. I'm better now, but
I'm terrified. I want to get out of here.
I'm an introvert. This has been a hard journey,
Right? Only a journey for me because I'm getting out of myself. I'm doing what is working for me. And I really love this. I mean, I think it's really important to enjoy what you're doing. I love the jewelry because even though it's costume jewelry, it's $5, it's nickel and lead free, but cheap. I can wear these earrings all day long and they're not going to hurt me.
Oh, that's a good one.
The big bling.
That one looks like an antique heirloom ring.
I know, right? I think this is one of the first rings that I got from my box of jewelry because it came in this big box of jewelry because I got the box, I got the rings, I got the jewelry, then I got the book and everything, and I was gonna plan a party and do parties and no.
What's that? What's that P word you said?
The party? Yeah, what's that?
The party? I miss humans.
Basically,
I
their
miss
house
people.
parties. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Where I could take all of my inventory and show it off and tell people about paparazzi and sell jewelry. And I mean, because I know for a lot of people too, if they see it, it's like one of those things where if you see the
Ooh,
jewelry,
that one will go. That's nice. I like that one.
that's what I got from my cousin too. See all these like really pretty ones that I got from my cousin? This is the reason why. You're like, I'm like, oh, I can have that. I can have
Right?
that too. Oh, I could have that. So a lot of times when I order stuff, I'm like, oh, do I want that one? Okay, order an extra one. Order an extra one. Order an extra one.
Do you want to talk for a second about how to treat it?
Oh yeah.
This doesn't turn your finger green like the trashy stuff that you get from the cheap stores or anything, but sometimes
Yeah.
the plating does
But
wear out.
the
But
plating
it's
does wear
$5.
out. And
Yeah.
so and I did this earlier too, because I knew I was gonna be switching my rings out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But you get yourself, you can even go to the dollar store, get yourself some nail polish, clear nail polish, and then you paint the nail polish on your ring. I always do on the outside too, like
Mm-hmm.
just on the edges of the outside, all the way on the inside, and then just let it dry for a couple of hours, and then your ring's treated. But yeah, you can just treat even your rings if you wanted, your earrings, but I don't do my earrings, I just do my rings. And that's because they're the ones on my hands the most. And
Right.
don't get your stuff wet. Don't get your jewelry wet. If you do, pat it dry, let it dry out, and then you can wear it again.
Treat it like a mogwai.
Yeah, a mogwai.
Treat it like a mogwai. Don't get it
Yep.
wet and don't feed it after midnight.
Treat it like a gremlin.
See,
Yep,
now,
mogwai.
remember I told you folks that they come with these matching earrings, and sometimes you get the earrings like what I was wearing before, but sometimes you get these little small ones. I am not a small earring gal, so I'm probably not going to wear these. I might give them to a friend or a little cousin or something. I'm going to try match this necklace up with more my style of earrings. So,
Yeah.
ooh, you know what? Those other
Yeah.
ones would actually look really good here.
I like these feathered ones.
Oh yeah.
Yep. You should have a pair.
Let's go hard, Tanya. And most of the earrings all come with these little plastic backs. So I don't know how hard you dance when you go to the club.
Oh, right.
But makes it easier, that way you don't slip your earrings out someplace and lose them. Because that's also heartbreaking. You get your favorite pair of earrings and then they slip out of your ears and you didn't notice and now it's gone, and oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. So what I might end up doing is just doing videos, or even doing stuff like this where I can just talk on a video and then put it up.
Sure.
And then I'd be able to edit it if I wanted to.
No, but your videos are so fun because y'all don't even understand. If you're on a live show, it's like an auction. Because if I am somebody who's like, that looks kind of nice, I might be thinking about that. You don't have time because everybody else is like, no, me. Oh, that's 3, and they're gone.
Yep. And they're gone.
They're gone.
That's 3 gone.
It's fun though. It is fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, especially when the ladies sometimes get rowdy. Like,
oh yeah.
Oh my God, when you gave away that ring,
right?
That ring. I mean, that was a beautiful ring, and I was excited for it too. But it was hilarious watching the ladies be like, like just, I'll give you this, or I'll trade you that, or what can I do to get that ring from you? But the job that I just left didn't pay very well at all. So when my mom's birthday come up, I didn't have any money to get her anything.
Oh.
And it felt horrible, And
yeah.
then the same month is I call her my daughter-in-law, but the girl that my son's been dating for a long time.
Right.
And it was her birthday the same month. She's a Pisces, my mom's an Aries. So they're both in March. Oh, I haven't worn this one yet. Yes, I'm gonna go moshing or something. I need a concert.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
God, so sad about all of this. Um, but so that's what I did, is I have this gift bag over on my side, and one has got some things in there. I got Gavin. I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but he'll get it soon enough. But he's got some wine, and he's got some of the unisex bracelets, and then I got, Mackenzie. I've got her jewelry, and I got some more pieces for my mom. And I'm like, seriously, if you're low on funds, buy some paparazzi jewelry for gifts. It's fantastic.
Right? Mm. Well, they pretty much, and if you know your person's style, if you know what they like, and it's like you can get them just about anything. I mean, if you get them a necklace, you get them a necklace and a pair of earrings for $5.
That's right. No, I wanted to show you the ones that I was wearing last night and working my magic, because last night I went on a date. Coronavirus be damned.
Yeah.
Hey, because he was really concerned about how to dress, and he was like, are you dressed casual or are you dressed up? And I was wearing I like sweaters, so I was wearing a purple sweater, kind of similar to what I'm wearing right now. And
yeah.
So I was like, no, be casual how you want. But then I was rocking one of these. So I didn't look quite as casual as perhaps he was thinking. These are very pretty.
Right? Well, they definitely pop out your look. You can wear plain Jane whatever.
Yeah.
And then pop in one of these. I've seen ladies wear these with t-shirts, just t-shirts and jeans. There's one lady who she sells a lot. She has a lot of clients and a lot of customers. That's all she wears is t-shirts and jeans.
How have things been different for you since you've been sober?
Well, I am less of a victim, because let me tell you, I did not realize how badly I manipulated not just myself but other people.
Oh yeah.
Into getting what I wanted, right?
Oh.
And then if I didn't get it, I was frustrated and angry and couldn't understand why I wasn't getting that, because I asked nicely, damn it. And I should have gotten it. But I've learned that surrender is key. Like, I have no control over people, places, and things.
Right.
So however you decide to show up, that's not my business, right? Whether you decide to show up in this relationship, whether you decide to show up for recovery, whether you decide to show up in your own life, however you choose to show up, that's not my business. I've learned basically, because like I said, I didn't realize how much of a victim I was until I started working a program. I didn't realize how much I was so worried and concerned about what people, oh, that's pretty. I like that.
I like the earrings. I'm trying to decide if I like them with this necklace. I'm not sure.
Right.
When I first got these earrings, I didn't think that I'd like them.
Right.
Because I saw them and I was like, oh, there's hint of purple. And then I got them and I'm like, oh, I thought there'd be more purple. And I got kind of disappointed. But now that I put them on, I'm like, okay, they're good. They can stay.
Okay, they're good.
They can stay.
Right. Anyway. It's the same thing with me, though. I do the same thing. I'm like, I don't know. Does that go with that? Does that go with this?
Right.
I like this one, too.
Oh, yeah. I got that one for my mom. I can't wait till she sees it.
Yep. I love this.
I really don't think my mom watches my shows at all, so I'm not giving away any secrets. My mom has always done that too. I'm going to put her on blast. And Mom, I love you. I'm sorry. But, I'm an artist. And I have been my whole life, an artist and a writer. And I wish there was better lighting in here. I'm sorry, guys. But so I would come home with this picture I had done or this poem or whatever. And I'm like, Mommy, look. And she would do this all the time. Uh-huh. And just go about her business. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
This is my masterpiece. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. You're like, but Mom.
Yeah. You ever want to raise a people pleaser or something, do not acknowledge their achievements at all. Because the girls will be like, you like me, don't you? You like this? I've done something cool. You'll give me accolades, right? You'll fill in where my mommy didn't.
Oh my goodness, right? Daddy issues. Like, I didn't realize I had daddy issues.
Mm.
I mean, it was like this whole thing with me. When I first came in, my first sponsor, I was like, I owe my dad money. I do this. I did la 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 la. I was just going on and on and on with her. And she's like, whoa, hold on. You're not there yet. First, you need to get through step one. And step one is about surrender. So calm down. Right. And then I would call her up because, like, the great thing, when you first start recovery, a lot of times you just want to dive in because you want your life to get fixed. You want everything to get, everything okay again. And then you get these sponsors and you call them up and you tell them everything. Sometimes it might take some people a little bit of time because they come in with trust issues and not trusting a lot of people. And other times people just come in and they just throw up all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm. Verbal vomit.
That was me. I vomited everything you wanted to know. I told you whether you wanted to know it or not.
Back when you stole that piece of gum from the mini mart, right?
I could not shut up. I could not listen. I could not, even though I thought I was a great listener, even though I thought I knew how to pay attention. Nope. A lot of it was seeing your ego in a lot of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I was recognizing like how much of that is ego and how much of that is really like what you aspire for is true. So for me, people, places, and things, I know that I have no control over people, places, and things. And I only have control over what I do and how I show up for like myself, how I show up for other people. Like I did a lot of self-help books before I did NA, before I worked a program. So I got a lot of information from all these other people, right? Like Conversations with God by Neil, what's his name? I can't even remember his last name, but that's a book I got a hold of because a friend of mine who was also using with me, he like read a lot. And so he got me into that book, and it's a very interesting book. And then of course the 4 arguments, and then The Secret, and all these things about how, all these self-help books that kind of help you find your center. And I got more out of working the steps in Narcotics Anonymous than I did out of reading all those books. Like just working your steps is for me. I mean, there for a while, I thought everybody should work a step. They should work 12 steps of something. Either the 12 steps of, those are cute. Yeah.
They go with your necklace.
Yep.
There. That looks better.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Way better. Oh my gosh. That looks amazing. I was really, this was folks watching, this was a prize that I won one time. And when I first got it, I was like, I don't know. But I don't know. Stacking it up like this with this piece right here. Yes.
Right.
All of this. Whenever I'm wearing any of these, they will always be worn together. These two look fantastic together. I found the magic combination.
Right. The magic I learned is like, it's for me. And I mean, after doing this, I've realized too, it's a wash, rinse, repeat. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, me being in recovery, it's not just doing the 12 steps and you're done. It's a lifestyle. It's going to recovery, going to meetings, going to service positions, being of service to others as well as yourself. And I know my girl Shauna, she said that Narcotics Anonymous is the most selfish and selfless program that you'll be in.
Mm.
It's selfish in the point that your recovery is more important to you than anything else. Like, you have to think about yourself when it comes to your recovery. Like, I cannot work somebody else's recovery. I can only work my recovery, right? And if you're um if you are getting in the way of that recovery, if you are going to hurt my recovery, then I need to protect myself from that, right? Like, so I'm very selfish in that matter. Like, if your drama is too much for me to handle in my recovery, then I need to let you go for a minute until I can get better. And if you
And
don't
you
like
know
that,
what?
then that's okay.
And you know what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that because if you're flying, that's what they tell you, right? When if
Right?
shit hits the fan, put your own mask on first, and that's what I tell a lot of people who are in recovery. Set yourself up for being a little bit selfish because you have to
Yeah.
have your foundation. You have to
Yes.
have like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You have to have food, you have to have water, you have to have sleep, you have to have what makes you function. And for addicts especially, this is this is how you can function again in real life.
Yep.
So
Yeah. And it's like, it's huge for me because I used to not be able to say no without having an explanation behind it. Like, I was that person that would say no, and then I would tell you why I said no. Oh, well, because of da 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 da. And somebody finally said, you know what, Valentina, no is a
that's an
sentence.
answer. That's it. No, period.
No is an answer. Like, you don't need to explain to me why. You're okay. You said no. And I'm like, so you're not mad at me? Like, I was so confused. I was so
That's
confused.
wonderful. That's fantastic.
And they're like, no, Valentina, you said no. It's okay. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, but okay. And it was just
Right,
the most
right.
uncomfortable thing for me to say no and be okay with saying no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never realized how uncomfortable that was for me.
I feel you.
And
Well, trying to get to know people, there's a question asked, and then I'll say the answer, and then I did this, and I did this, and this is why I did it, and blah blah blah, and this big huge paragraph, and I'm like, my God, that's a whole lot that person didn't even ask for. This
right,
was a sentence right here. So I've been going back, like I'll start with this and then I go back and delete all the unnecessary bullshit. And then I have to be like, here's the sentence and give that to them and see if is that enough of a sentence, is that enough
right,
of what you were asking for, because all the other stuff is just ancillary bullshit. It's not
right,
necessary at all. I'm going to
right.
interrupt for just a second. This necklace was given to me by my aunt. This is not paparazzi, but
Oh,
this is the first piece that I was looking for, was something to go with these earrings. And this was my birthday present from Valentina. Hey!
mm-hmm.
So I finally had
Yay,
matches for this.
yay.
So this is what really drew me into Valentina's treasures, was
Yeah,
how well this complemented this necklace that I was wearing all the time because my aunt gave it to me.
yeah,
Yeah. Of course,
yeah.
now I've stepped up, and I'm sorry, Aunt Cookie, but I've got something new, which you'll see. But yeah, so after you found that, what did it for you? Finally being able to just say no, and that's it.
It just actually being around like-minded people.
Mhm.
I am not unique in my addiction.
Mhm.
Honestly, like, I'm not unique in my feelings. I'm not unique in trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. I'm not unique uh in like my obsessive compulsive behaviors. I mean, honestly, it's basically, you go into Narcotics Anonymous, or you go into this program, and even in the sister programs or the main program, because Narcotics Anonymous, I heard this, it's only been around for
That's better.
like probably about 30 years, Narcotics Anonymous,
Yeah.
and AA's been around for much, much longer. But I heard that NA started with a resentment and a pot of coffee. you know, and that's pretty much, and I heard that a lot. Like a lot of the meetings that start up, they start up with a resentment and a pot of coffee.
Nice.
You're resenting how this meeting is being run, so you're going to start your own because you don't like it, because your voice, you know, and the principles and the things that I've learned is that, you know, when it comes to the fellowship, like the only requirement for being there is not wanting to use, like how to figure out how to do that. That's your only requirement, is
You have a whole
like,
room of people who have something in common with you, right?
right. And it is, there's like so many people, and I got to know the real me, not the person that I thought everybody else wanted me to be, is what
It's real.
keeps me sticking around, is I'm able to recognize who I am compared to what I thought everybody else wanted me to be growing up.
Yeah.
You know, because my dad wanted me to be this submissive young lady who would pay attention to him, listen to him, and submissive young lady, right? I had to be submissive when it came to my dad. My dad's rule was law. This goes with these earrings.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have those little earrings that came with this one. They're
Mhm.
over there. They're
Oh, I like that.
they're I.
Yeah,
I don't like the small ones because I don't like the small ones though because I feel old with them.
yeah, with these.
Young Tanya, old
This
lady.
one is
It's like,
right, going like this, or you go
let
like
me do
this.
some glam. I can't be glamorous with this tiny little something. I want glamour.
I need some serious, like this side. Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
Like,
Same.
whatever. Or I can totally go. Here, hold on. I don't think I've put these on yet.
Oh,
These
yeah.
ones
I
hang.
haven't seen those ones yet.
Yeah, these ones hang nice. They
Those,
hang nicely. Yep.
yeah, they do. So I am out of jewelry, so I'm thinking maybe we should wrap this up.
Okay.
Where will my viewers find you, Valentina?
Oh, yes. You can go onto Facebook and find me at Valentina's Treasure Boutique. And on there, there's also a shop button. Once you get onto Valentina's Treasure Boutique, you can go ahead and click that button. It'll take you straight to paparazzi jewelry, and it should have my face on there. You can just find me every Friday night at 8, Saturday night at 8, and Sunday at 5 for sure. Those are for sure days. And that's where I'm on my live videos at the Valentina's Treasure Boutique.
And you've got to watch every single one of them. And they're fun. I mean, if you're busy or whatever, it's a good time to just, sit down, take a minute, do something for yourself. If you're busy, like put your cell phone up while you're doing the dishes, look over every time she shows something new, but you got to be quick, yo. You got to be quick.
Yeah.
But so that's why I say watch every single day, because she's going to show some part of her collection on Fridays, and it's a little bit more on Saturdays, and then she covers everything on Sunday. So she goes,
whatever I have left over.
Whatever she has left over, that means if you missed Friday and Saturday, somebody else got that piece that you've been really wanting, that piece that
Really thinking about.
well with your collection.
Even throughout this whole virus, this whole lockdown of everything, this to me has been like one of the rewarding things for me, because it gets me out of the craziness of what's going on in the world today. Like, I'm in a freaking apocalyptic movie right now.
Like, remember, and whenever it was just coronavirus, and now this week it's not coronavirus.
Right now,
nobody's worried about that so much.
Whole lot of other things, but it's, to me, because I'm such an introvert, like I take a lot of these, what's going on in, and it hurts my heart and it hurts my soul. So whenever I do this for you guys, whenever I'm sharing my jewelry, it gets me out of myself, and I'm able to like put a smile on somebody's face. And if I could do that for you, then it was all worth it to me. You
You
know,
know, I
whether I
feel
sell
you.
my jewelry or not, if I can make you smile and I only sell 2 pieces that night, that's all I care about,
I
honestly.
feel you
You
entirely
know,
because, like, I had some friends that were sharing, when they found out that I was doing this, because, I want to use my experience through trauma to be able to help people who are going through it now. Because,
right,
like, my trauma, happened like a year and a half ago, well, over a long period of time and culminated about a year and a half ago. But
right,
so, and then I was able to get myself up by doing these things. And that's why I say through projects, because I started acting, I took a dancing class, I started performing poetry, and I was brave
mhm,
enough from that point to do something I've always wanted to do, which was break into comedy. So then I was doing a couple of comedy shows and things like that. So it was by doing these projects, which I show my viewers each
right,
time, like, we're just going to learn, like recently we've been learning gardening. We're interrupting right now because I got 35 stitches that say I can't go into the garden right
right,
now. So we'll take a break and look at some jewelry. But so somebody says, oh, because I'm trying to help people through trauma, and somebody says, oh, you're so giving, you're so this, you're so that. And I was like, yeah, a little, there's that to be able to help other people, but also, it's also reminding myself, because I've been through that trauma, but I'm also going through coronavirus with you guys. And now I'm
right,
also going through Black Lives Matter with you guys,
right,
so that trauma keeps happening. So by being able to sort of show you how I got through, I can remind myself also, because I've got,
right,
like, especially the one right now, I talk about procrastination because I've got piles of stuff and I'm looking going, nope, that's not going to get done today. That's not going to get done today. But then I hear myself telling my viewers, this is how you do it. And then I go and do it. So
right,
it's same as you. It's like I'm giving to other people, but there's a little bit of selfish reward that I get too. So
right,
yeah,
right. It gets me out of self. Plus,
totally.
I'm learning, like this year in my recovery too, I'm learning how to talk better to myself, right?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
learning how to talk better to myself because I've grown up with self doubt, self hate, self
Mhm.
deprecation, self like just loathing, right? Like I grew up that way because being bullied in school, I was bullied in school a lot. I was abused when I was a child. I was sexually abused when I was living with my dad, but not with my dad. It was like on his side of the family. And that's a whole nother story that we can get into. And I don't mind sharing that because this is a part of my life. And it's taken me like 10 years of being clean, and it's a constant job for me to work on it because my addict, this is so unreal for me to not use whenever my brain goes, oh, you suck, and it's like, so for me, it's this year is me just taking a breath and talking better to myself,
That's so
you know.
good too. Yeah. Because when we do that, we're really, it's not like you just woke up and decided you hate yourself one day. It's
Hmm.
what we're doing is we're just repeating the bullshit that we heard from our abusers, from crappy dates, from jealous ladies who wanted to
Hmm.
take you down instead of watch you thrive, you know, teachers who shouldn't be, or
Right.
you know,
Oh yeah.
those people who have come against you, really.
Hmm.
And so it's not, again, of course, not to blame, but you can take those thoughts and everything else, be like, this is not my truth, these are not
Right,
my words to myself. And
right,
yeah, and just, yeah, get rid of them. Because so I applaud you for trying that. That one is a hard one. That's a
right.
lifetime.
It's a work in progress. Like I am a work in progress.
That's
And it's going
beautiful.
to take me some time. And I'm okay with that. Like, I don't have to be fixed today, tomorrow, or next week. Like,
Hmm.
I know things are going to come up for me. This is why I go to therapy. This is why I work on my steps. Like, life is going to happen. And it's the life outside. This world is happening right now. And it's bringing me down. It hurts. Like, I cry, but I also know that I don't have to sit and take pictures in hell. I just need to keep running through it.
The saying is, if you're in hell, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Your inhale, keep
Keep
going.
going.
And that's how I got through my own trauma, was finally I got through it. Finally it
Yeah.
ended. Finally I was
Yeah.
able to make an end to it. So
Yep.
yeah, totally. Don't sit there and dwell in it. Don't become part of it. Just
Right. You
keep
don't have
going,
to.
get yourself out of it. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. And we'll get out of it. We'll get out
Oh
of
yeah.
it. Corona will
Oh yeah.
eventually be contained. We're making such fantastic progress right now with
Right.
holding aggressive police officers accountable and whatever. And I fully believe that we'll get through this too. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yes.
And whatever it is, viewers, whatever it is that you're going through, there's an end. Don't sit
There's
there
always
and absorb it, right? Don't absorb it. That doesn't have to be your forever. There's
nope.
an end.
Doesn't
Hmm.
it doesn't ever have to be your first. And sometimes when you're in it, you don't think that you can ever get out of it. And that's just know that you can, because there was a time when I didn't think that I would make it this far,
Hmm.
that I would be here today. I honestly didn't think that I would be here today.
Right.
There was a point when I'd be watching Oprah and I'm like, yeah, that's great for you, but what about me?
Hmm.
You know, or I'd be watching something, or I would be listening to somebody on YouTube or watching a video, and I'd be like, well, that's great for you, but what about me? I'm different. Like,
Hmm.
you don't understand the trauma I went through. You don't
Right, right.
understand these feelings. And the thing is that I may not understand your trauma and how you got there, but I understand the feelings. I know that gut wrenching, like, ugh, somebody just kicked me in the gut. Now what the hell am I supposed to do?
Right. And
You
like
know,
what you were talking about earlier, where you were saying, like you were talking about, okay, but what about me? Like, okay, but you
mhm,
have that thing and you have whatever resources or whatever else. But for myself, in getting through my trauma and whatever else, what I've come to learn that was very powerful too is that we all have our story. Like I
mhm,
went through this, that, and the other. You went through that, this, and the other. We all been through
yep,
a lot of bullshit. Yeah, but the point is we can get through it. Is you have power within you. You have your strength. Is like, yeah,
yes,
your story is not exactly like mine. You may have whatever traumas and things like that, but you've gotten through it, and I've gotten
yes,
through it. And my
yes,
viewers, I hope, whatever trauma that you're going through right now, if you want to put that in the comments, that's great. Tell me your success stories. Tell me about things
right,
you didn't think that you get through. Like, I don't know, like I'm working my way through this surgery right now. Did you break your leg and you think that your cast would never come off? Whatever it is, go ahead and put that
right,
in the comments real quick. Yeah. Before we
mm-hmm,
sign off here, because that's where we're about to go.
yes. And
Any
don't
last?
forget,
Hmm?
remember to like and share her videos.
Thank you.
Like and share,
And don't forget to
because,
subscribe because it
yep, and
changes all the
subscribe.
time. For sure. And
Oh
don't
yeah,
forget to look out for Valentina's Treasures on weekend evenings. Fridays and Saturdays at 8, and then
yep,
Sundays at 5.
yep.
And
Valentina's
this
treasure.
Thursday, sometimes Thursdays, yeah.
Yes, sometimes Thursdays.
Cool, cool. So I'm gonna
Some.
let you go because I think tonight's one of the nights you're going to. So I'm gonna let
Okay.
you go and
Yes.
get ready for your show. Thanks for
Okay.
doing this with me. This
Yeah,
is
not a
awesome.
problem. Thank you for asking me. This was fun.
Absolutely.
Yay.
see,
Okay.
see you on your show tonight.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'll talk to you later.
Oh, wait. Hold on a sec. And here's hoping you're never caught out of bacon. Bye-bye, folks.
Bye bye.